Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel if you're a subscriber. Thank you so much. We've got over 200 subscribers, so thank you so much for joining the journey, and I'm happy to have you all here. In this video, I want to talk to you about organizing a first birthday for a baby. Oh my goodness, it was an event and a half. I thought it was going to be much more low-key than it actually was. I want to tell you everything. I want to tell you what we did to organize it, the before, because this is a virtual birthday party. So there are a few key differences than you're just bringing people along and having a meal or going to a restaurant, you know, which would arguably be a little bit easier. So what we did before the birthday party, what we did during, how it actually went on the afternoon when we did it, a few things that happened afterwards, and then I'll end the video, so do make sure to stick around until the end of the video to hear a few lessons learned, things I'd tell myself if I was to do this again, a bit of reassurance for someone doing this for the first time. So I hope you stay until the end of the video. If you're new here, please subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into the first part of the video talking about the organization before the virtual birthday party. I'm going to start this video by saying that 3 weeks before my daughter's first birthday party, I wasn't 100% sure I wanted to organize something. There's a few reasons for this, but the main one is I didn't feel particularly festive or particularly celebratory, just not in the right mood. And it was a message that I got from a friend who was very excited, and she said, well, what are you organizing for Harper's first birthday? What are you guys doing? So in that moment, the penny dropped, and I realized that actually I need to put in a little bit of thought and effort and to mark this occasion. So I thought, what could we do in the current context of being in the house, not being able to see any friends, close families are abroad? To me, the first thing that sprung to mind was Zoom. Probably one of the reasons why I wasn't so excited is because I spend so much time on Zoom doing work that I just didn't feel like it could be combined in that way. So I thought, okay, let's organize a virtual birthday party. So in the same way that I organize and set up my workshops on Zoom with clients, I set up a Zoom meeting for my daughter's birthday. And one thing to say about this is I do have, for business purposes, the Zoom Pro or whatever the next version, upgraded Zoom account, which means that we are able to have unlimited Zoom time. So I wasn't worried about that. So we organized a Zoom link. I created an invite on Canva, which is a brilliant graphic design software. So if you don't know about it, very simple, very easy to use. You just search all the templates they have on birthday cards. I just created a very simple invite with 3 photos of Harper from when she was a baby, then 5 months old, and then 12 months. Well, 11 months. I sent that invite in an email to our friends and family, but I didn't ask them to RSVP or anything like that. We chose 4:30 p.m. time because that's her perfect sweet spot after her afternoon nap before dinner time. It's that golden 1 hour when she would be in a good mood. Apart from organizing the actual Zoom event, there were a few other things that we had to organize before the actual party. The first thing, of course, was the cake. A week before my daughter's birthday, I asked on Instagram if anyone had any suggestions for a recipe for a birthday cake that's obviously baby friendly. And someone I know on Instagram, and if you are on Instagram as well, come and say hi. Someone I know sent me a link to a recipe. In fact, there was not just one recipe, not 2, but 3 recipes for birthday cakes. It must be because I'm an overachiever, but also because the flavors are absolutely delicious and very, very unique, as you will see in a minute. I wanted to make all 3 cakes because I thought, well, first of all, we needed to have some cake as well. I just thought, well, if one flavor doesn't work, maybe the second one will work, maybe the third one. So there was statistical probability that one of the 3 cakes will be something that Harper would like and she will enjoy eating. The first flavor and the first recipe was beetroot and apple. The second one was parsnip and blueberry. Third one was citrusy squash. Amazing flavors. I was so curious to find out what they tasted like that, as I said, I made all 3 of them. So this was a huge aspect of the actual day, and I'm very glad that I prepared these cakes a day before, so on the Friday. Good morning. Today is the 18th of December. 1 day to go until baby's first birthday. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for tomorrow. We're gonna have a little virtual celebration, as I'm telling you in this video. Now I want to start getting the cake ready. So I'm gonna pull out the ingredients and I'll show you the process. This is my least favorite part of the process. Well, someone decided to join me. Apart from the cake, we also had some decorations. So on the Saturday morning, we had time to decorate the dining room, make sure it was all kind of party ready. Had some balloons, of course, you cannot have a party without balloons, and some bunting that said happy birthday. So it was just a really lovely way to transform the room. One last thing we did before the actual day was to organize a few quiz questions. I'll tell you a little bit more about this in the next portion of the video where I talk to you about how it actually went on the day, but the quiz was something we thought to do just to get people to know Harper a little bit better and just to have a nice thing to do together. There we go. Alright, so how did it actually go on the day itself? Her second nap of the day is usually around 3 p.m. Yesterday she slept 40 minutes, which was great because she was rested when she came home. My dad took Harper in the park and we had time to get ourselves ready. I even did my hair. This is supposed to be kind of second day curls. The fact that my dad is at the moment giving Harper a bottle and playing with her, it's unbelievable. The fact that I can take some time to do this, and look at that. Oh, it looks so nice. Now at this point we didn't know how many people were going to come, so as I said, I didn't ask people to RSVP because too much hassle, and so people started to come. We took a little bit of time to bring Harper down just because we wanted to have as many people there as possible before putting her in the high chair. In the end we had probably around 20 people at some point. I had Harper sit down and then we went through a few things. So the first tradition that we did was the tavica, which is the little tray that is taken from Romanian culture and tradition. On a tray they put a series of objects that the child can choose from. We put on a tray for Harper a lipstick, some money, Romanian money, American dollars, euros and British pounds, a pen, a book and a piece of jewelry. So the idea is that she would choose 3 items. My mum told me that one of the items that I chose was an American dollar bill, which is really funny because I ended up marrying an American man. Harper ended up choosing a lipstick, jewelry and a British pound note. So we'll see what that means later on in her life. So after the tavica, we decided to run a poll. So I did a poll on Zoom, which is a feature you can do as well if you enable it beforehand. I set up a poll asking people which of the 3 flavors they would like us to serve. We had an overwhelming majority of people voting for citrusy squash, which was a fantastic choice because Harper absolutely loved it. So we brought the cake, blew in a candle, made a wish for her, and then my dad went to cut the cake and serve some cake to Harper. So Harper started eating, poured a bit of champagne, we had a toast, and then we thought, okay, time to start the quiz. This was the funnest part of the evening. Throughout the quiz, I spoke in both English and Romanian. I was switching between them all the time just to make sure that everyone felt included, because we had some relatives there that don't speak English. I'm going to make a video about how we are trying to raise her as a bilingual kid. So after we ran the quiz, she was getting a little bit impatient, so we moved the party from the high chair onto her leaning table, left her to play a little bit, and we had to end the party a little bit early than we anticipated because she ended up falling and, you know, being upset. It just happened in a split second. We were there next to her, but she just looked at something or fell in a way, and then she got really scared and she started crying. So what we did is we just muted the call, went in her room and soothed her, and we breastfed for a little bit and just calmed her down. It was pretty hectic, you know, a lot of people were talking, were laughing, she was talking, everyone was looking at her. All in all, you know, it was just very, very stimulating for her, and I wanted to take her into a calm environment and kind of chill out with her for a little bit. And when I came back, most people had already gone because it was getting very close to probably over an hour since we'd been on the Zoom call. We finished the party at about 5:45, cleaned everything up, calmed down a little bit. I'll talk more about this in the lessons learned part of the video at the end of the video. Took a moment to decompress, put Harper to sleep, you know, started the routine, the dinner and the bath, and then she went down at about 7:30. So a few things that happened after the party today. We unwrapped the gifts that we received from people. So in that first invite email that I sent people, I told them that if they are considering a gift, to consider getting her a book. I made a list of books that celebrate diversity when I also posted a video about teaching our kids to be anti-racist, and I'll put that video down below and the list of books. It turned out to be a fantastic resource to send to people and just to give them an idea of what kind of book they wanted. Some of them are a little bit advanced in the sense that if I give her that book, she'll probably start tearing the pages because she still likes the hard book pages, the hard covers. So that's what we did with gifts, and so the following day we unwrapped the gifts and also took a video for every single person who sent us a book, and we sent them a personalized video with Harper pulling the book out of the packaging. Very easy to do, just a personalized thank you note, because we didn't have the chance at the Zoom party to thank people for sending us the gift. Alright, so time for some lessons learned. Let me consult my list again. The first lesson I want to share with you is that it was definitely more emotional than I thought. In fact, I was talking to the same person who recommended the birthday cake recipes, and she was mentioning that before her child turned 1, she was really an emotional mess, and there was, you know, lots of feelings there. I was waiting for it felt like that message prepped me for it to come, but I didn't know when it was going to come and how I was going to feel these emotions. But I was very emotional, always checking the time and revisiting what was happening a year prior and what we're doing at 2, what we're doing at 4. And after the party finished and when she went to bed, we realized that a year ago was the time when we just arrived home. She was a tiny little baby and we had her in our arms, and oh god, it was just when our life changed completely. So I do have a video where I mention exactly what happened after birth. In fact, I have a whole series of kind of my labor and delivery story and everything, but being able to make this parallel between the first day when she came home and this first day when now she's a year old was very emotional. The second lesson is that the energy runs really high. Inevitably, something will go wrong. Try to anticipate this and to let yourself just feel the moment, be in the moment as much as you can, let it go, and to try to stay as calm as possible, which I think in the end we did a pretty good job of. The third thing I wanted to share is that as far as Zoom family and friend gatherings are concerned, this was my first ever meeting with so many close friends all at once. I was under the very unrealistic impression that we were all just gonna sit there orderly like my workshop participants and use the raised hand feature. what was I even thinking? I mean, it just ended up being so fun, and everyone was talking and people were interrupting each other. I mean, it was truly like a party, you know, like a virtual party. And I suppose the final thing is really that I'm happy we did it, that it would have been so easy for us to have all the excuses to say, oh no, we don't have to do anything, this is just an extraordinary year, extraordinary circumstances, it's fine, we can just take a nice photo of her and blow a candle and a cake, just us at home. It's a beautiful memory. I'm so curious to see how she'll interpret this in 20 years time. So if you're thinking whether to do something or not in these times, you know, don't let yourself be defeated by the fact that things aren't the way we're used to. If you have the energy to do something like this, I hope this video helps you. I hope it gives you a few ideas of what you can do. It gives you also some reassurance that it can turn out to be a really fun event. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope that your birthday parties go well. If you're organizing one, let me know how you enjoyed the video in the comments below, and I'll see you next week. Bye.